like, what are the biggest lessons you've drew from your education from social psychology that you're applying to this day?
Yeah. So this may not be obvious to everyone until you think about it, but for me, everything in life is built around incentives. So focusing on what drives and incents people actually makes a huge difference to understanding what, who people are. So in my business, I'm looking at the consumer a lot, whether they're buying food or a computer or a cup of coffee or getting a blowout. What's incentivizing them to do that? And then even more importantly for me, what can I do to help incentivize the team member or the employee that's serving that population? And if you understand those two things, you can be incredibly successful in this business.
Summarize those two things one more time. So I want to make sure I got that.
Okay. So there are two factors that really play out on a daily basis in what I do. Understanding what motivates a consumer is a very, very big part of retail, food, coffee, any business where you're interacting with the direct consumer, knowing what motivates them, what's incentivizing them to come to your restaurant or to come to, your coffee house or whatever is incredibly important. But what's even more important is understanding what motivates or incentivizes the employee to actually do a great job.
I love it. Awesome. And I think this is why it's so important. One of the big lessons we've learned in the show is why it's so important to understand, to get to know your employees, to talk to your employees, to find out what drives them so you can find out where they're headed, right? What their desires are, and to feed those desires within the current role they're at, or let them contribute in some other way that you never even thought of because you didn't know that was on the table, right? Because you didn't know this thing.
That's right.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. So I think I could geek out on this stuff, but we gotta share your story. So we gotta go back in time